I just want it, baby. They call you every week. And you for the weekend. We can bang bang on the Tuesday. Don't go with the youth. Yeah, you know you gon' be alright. Cause I go hold tight. All night. If you don't mind, but I be there, call you know they beat. So crazy, so crazy. My heart is breaking as we speak. So crazy, so crazy. I don't they call you for a week. So crazy, so crazy. My heart is breaking as we speak. So crazy, so crazy.
In the mix with DJ Abu Baxter.
Heartbreak, got a heartbreak, my chest ain't got none. I tried my best, gave it my all, now I'm done. Summertime, looking for a vibe to the top, back to the sun. Tour bus with the bros, going on the road, gone for 3 months. I've been holding on for too long, everything I do is wrong. Let you tell it, but you can't tell me nothing, I'm grown. I handle my business the right way, I'm on. Now people can't even hit me on my phone. You're just too crazy, I know I'm not wrong. I'll probably break down, sing your favorite song. Do what I have to stay in my zone. If you're not with me, then leave me alone.
She no be regular damage. Bless her body like massacre. And she they make me the bazaga. So you got me feeling blue, something like Avatar. Make me want to sign you, fire my manager. Yeah, so I they call you, make me reach. Hoping you ain't sleeping. Have you for the weekend? Oh, yeah, we can bang bang on the Tuesday. Down girl, what do you say? Girl, you know you gon' be alright. Cause I go hold tight. All night.
DJ Abu Baxter representing.
She be viper, she won't back down, she a fighter. She a very, very different girl. She a belly dancer, just like that, just like that. She did my front, she done the my back. She done the move, she done the wine back. I like her, she got me like Elijah. She the cause for another area. Someone come save me from Delilah. Save me from Delilah. She the cause for another area. Someone come save me from Delilah. Save me from Delilah.
What about the babes? Babes from UK. It's your money, Timba Fagobe. Can I touch any kill it to me, Island boys, we the carry boys. She didn't get money, bad kind money. You alone in ganja, Imi lonely gola, Bado lonely vibe, fella lonely shrine. I just want flex, me nobody holla for my head. And if I push your button, you go push my button, I go rock your body. See, I just want flex, me nobody holla for my head. And if I push your button, you go push my button, I go rock your body. Oh, I don't know. Kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo. Oh, what be? Kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo, kaya fuo.
Good vibes and I'm grateful. Hapa nitapanda mbegu. You deserve to feel things you never felt before. Love you like I never did before. You don't know what's in store for you. Melanin and so much more. Heavy is your crown. The way you hold me down. I hope I never let you down, my love. Every girl deserves to feel like a star. And I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. Every girl
Musically vile geto na kachakaza. Unataka mokoko kwenye milio ya neno kunyamaza. Yeah, you turn good man to be bad man for your lover. Yeah, you wanna eat, I go give you concombre and my cassava. Una ketele, maseni tune, yote mechele. Kula banga, nilete mbele. Acha simata na shawa unekere. Baby, you don't know that you're the one who lives in my soul. I want you to know I will never let you go.
The way you move your body, baby, Katerina. Shakupenda sikujui hata jina. Mungu kakupa body, wala somo china. Hakika nitaikatia bima. The way you move your body, baby, Katerina. Shakupenda sikujui hata jina. Mungu kakupa body, wala somo china. Hakika nitaikatia bima. Loco, go loco. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Hey, oh baby, go gaga again for me. Hey, shamizuka sisi. Wala tatizo so pesa. Kiongeza nani.
I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. Badass bitch. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in, it's the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. Badass bitch. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I say, oh, the way I breathe you in, it's the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. Oh. And I say, oh, there's nothing like your touch. It's the way you lift me up. Yeah, and I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. Badass bitch. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Let me be your soldier. If you need somebody to fight for you, let me be your champion, babe. If you need somebody to win your race, let me be your bodyguard. Baby, when you give me the keys to your heart, say me gonna never go nowhere, no. Say you be my best friend. I need your love. My best friend. I need your love. You know that I'm guessing. I need your love. I beg you, make I hold you down. Say you be my best friend. I need your love.
DJ Abu Baxter.
I can be your substance. It's easy when the love don't hide. No, I had to learn from my mistakes. Company creates companions. So right, yeah, baby boy say I love your smile. Girl, I love it when you smile. Lola. I love your laugh, yeah. Love it when you smile. Say I would do anything for my love, yeah. I would do anything for my love, yeah. Running out of beating up your flames just to build my love, yeah. I would do anything for my love. Love me cause it feel right. Say you need me in your life. The whole life. Do whatever I say. You would never hurt me. Love and make me feel amazing inside. Oh, you're the only one I need and the only one I see. Love the way you talk to me and I love your energy. Cause you make it look easy. My everything, baby, believe me. Nothing I won't give, ain't nothing I won't do. You're the only one for me, nobody else but you. Cause you made me feel lucky. You know it's yours, baby, just me. Trust
end of the day, this is true love. Deep in my soul, you're dangerous. I cannot trust, still I want more. True love.
They see me balling, they want copy, and I see them, but you wanna be your number one father. Original, don't dada. Them they underrate, man, they don't know nothing. The moment you see now, number one papa, original Batman thriller. Mologo, they don't know ya. Baby, I'm a logo, I don't show, they don't know ya.
Hey, you're now listening to your number one DJ Abu Bakstar.
No go do me Sega, no go do me Contra, no go do me Mario, no go do me Sheila, no go do me Jackpot, no go do me Johnny Ho. I beg you do me Sarah, make I do you Ebra. Make you do me Galio.
Ice. Kwa mtandao wote tuko na madem leo kwa streamline na shika Yusuf Radio allo Vena stamos sana lakini jo wasipo na kuja saizi manze. It's Yusuf Radio alongside Juice Radio kwa ni kesho. Saturday Juice kwa ni kesho, let's go. Allo kwa ni kesho. How are you say?
I love it.
I love it again.
Yes, I am. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. We are the Juice
Radio.
Lynn herself in the building. Huh?
If you agree, mama laton. Party 2 at the party 1. Party 2 like the palm 1.
Je.
And change your life joy. Day not to enjoy. Open and close like a laptop.
Wagwan. Yeah. I see I won't be. Now I check it. Hello. Lynn. Uko there kumoshi of the team. Napenda sana.
getting rich, I got the reason why I put my signature out. If we are for Lagos, let me stay inside the Lagos. And I say I'm for Lagos, let me stay inside the Lagos. If you don't know big man, you never know best. You know shiny eyes, you never see something.
This beat, you know it's DJ Obwoge, y'all.
Lights off, lights on, lights off, speakers on. Turn it up, turn it
Around the edges, baby, yes. I keep it happy and I do what make me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. I might be rough around the edges, maybe yes. I keep it happy and I do what make me happy, and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. Self-preservation, self-elevation. These kind of deeds, they deserve celebration. No hesitation, no reservation. Go for the big leagues, no relegation. Let's celebrate life, kick back and take five, and give thanks to the source that create life. To see a sunset or see a sunrise, and see my son born with these same eyes. To see my son smile bright in every gray sky. He's growing so fast, that's why every day I give it 100, now stop at 90. Praise the Almighty, the Father and 90.
I'm feeling blessed, oh. Say tonight, me and my guys, we can get it. Oh, 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 oh. Say tonight, I no go stress, oh. Say tonight, me and my guys, we can get it. Hey, pretty girl, you wanna break your back on the dance song. Hey, pretty girl, show your mama no say you don't spoil. Hey, pretty girl, you wanna break your back on the dance song. Hey, pretty girl, show your mama no say you don't spoil. Baby, girly, run the show. Dip your backside, baby, bend it slow. Legally, killing me slow. Back it up, fuck it up, till the show. Really realize how you got the formula. The way you whine on my body make me shiver. Sure you don't mind if I call you for my cellular. Oh, pretty girl, what do you do me? I'm under your spell. Come to me, girl, let me do you very well. I will never, ever kiss and tell. Oh, your hand on me, baby, Jojo. Rock off your back, make it go down low. Put it on me, baby, oh, yo. Hey, pretty girl, you wanna break your back on the dance song. Hey, pretty girl.
Hey yo, this your boy Zench and you're chilling with DJ Obwoge.
If you got a lover in your life, then why you acting like you don't know? You know, say now easy be the man we make you shine all night. If you got a lover who can give you the charge when you're low. Tell me what's the reason why you steady blowing off my line? Trying to make you feel blessed. Daily blessings. Tonight, nothing serious, so we just one flex. Got bad mind confessing. Girl, I wanna talk about the things that we go do so jam. I want me make me jam, oh yeah. Come into my life, oh baby, come on baby, make me. I want me make me jam, oh yeah. Come into my life, oh baby, come on.
Just a minute ago, I was thinking about you, Leo. I was thinking about you, Leo. I was thinking about you, Leo. Just to let them know how I think it's a hotel. How I think it's a hotel. How I think it's a hotel. Oh no, it might be your smile. No lina ni fana. No lina ni fana. Me seca moyo. It might be your love. No lina ni fana. No lina ni
Think about your life.
The lady boy, cause he's shiny. Too many girls when they sign me. They say
say I love you cause you sexy. But me, I know that they lying. Bling, 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 bling. Ding, 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 ding. Bling, bling. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh. I been in say don't do. But she say she no won't go. Every day telling me bonjour. Cause the money sweet like banco. I been in say don't do. But she say she no won't go. Every day telling me bonjour. Cause the money sweet like banco.
Good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. This is the Saturday Juice with Lynn Obwoge. Unfortunately, Dorcas Omwale won't be joining us today, but don't you worry, I got two amazing ladies with me, and God, thank you for the divine opportunity to be seated right here with amazing women right here on Juice Wave Radio. We have Vivian herself. Hello.
Yes, from the Hangout. We were together from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday at Juice Wave Radio.
So you can catch her show every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah,
and we have, they are waited guests. So many people have waited with bated breath right here. Lina takuja lady tumesikia poems zake, and I'm like, okay.
I was even psyched for this show myself.
You were so psyched for it.
I wanted to see her in person and actually get to interact with her and experience her in person. And I must say, when I used to hear your poems, ukona tall person energy. I don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, I told you when you were like, I was like, you're like so short, and I can when you say your poems, I feel like it's the aura that comes with you and the energy. Yeah. So
So and also we also have the one and only Mumbi Poetry.
Yes. Hi.
Hello. I'm already tempted to say spit a few ndio wajue kweli ni wewe.
Let them wait.
They have to wait.
I gotta give them something to look forward
to. So guys, so far it's the Saturday, it's the weekend vibes, and I told you we have to relax, we have to take it easy. Mahali huko kama huko, shikilia task light on Lynn's bill up at Saturday Juice. Make sure. So make sure you do that. Tell me how your weekend is coming along so far. Uko na form wapi? I want to hear. Maybe I could sponsor it. So keep talking. Thank you for tuning in. Keep tuning in right here on Juice Wave Radio. We'll listen to music kidogo before we come back with the extra juice.
For sure.
I be king, I'm the best my generation ever seen. I came suddenly, I be like Nepa Bill. I never since, I never miss. I be smashing, I be killing everything. From the Keja to Obwoge, let that bridge. To the many places that I've never been. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making, I'm a champion. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making, I'm a champion.
DJ Abu Backstar.
I don't wanna lose you this time, I want him. No time, I'm gonna winnie wanna your love they do me one time. Oh my, I'm gonna mommy. Show me how you feeling this night. Almost your love and I'm winnie wanna your love they do me this night. Yeah, I need your grace. Me never regret. My love no get shame. No matter the case. But my music give me bass. My sweet bass. So my love no get shame. For you all day. Every night, every day, me gon' need my baby to call on me, close to me, yeah. By the time when you dey wake up in the morning, man, I dey buy you cyphery, make you fall for me. Oh yeah, joro, whoa, whoa. You won't keep it.
the moolah low key. She a loose up, she a loose up. She want me right now in the future. She like rocks with the goose. Tell a man bye bye with my deuce up. And we do it again. We do it again. And we do it again.
Why am I stressing? I better count my blessings. Life could have been more than, but it ain't be good. I'm unflexing. Y'all I pull up now texting. I never sleep no resting.
To appreciation.
Still awake, I'm good. Why am I stressing? I better count my blessings. Life could have been more than, but it ain't we good. I'm unflexing. Y'all I pull up now texting. I never sleep no resting. Still awake, I'm good.
Think I found the right time. I don't wanna lose your love. Friendships are love, but what lovers in Barbie? I'm trying to change my ways, more. Cause I think you've had enough of my playing around. Girl, I'm not playing around. You are the one God said to. Girl, you reduce my stress, babe. Touch on your body respectively. Girl, you're all I need, my fantasy. I want you to act in my love story. Come be my Angelina Jolie. I just want you to stay by me. Cause your princess get me.
Why am I stressing? I gotta count my blessings. Life could have been, but it ain't me good.
Batia, 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 batia. Say batia, 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 batia.
I like a simple style. Mama choka umemeza kungu. And the dimples when you smile. Inamanipa chikerungu. Ila picha mbali kitumbua. Wasijeweka michanga. Tena wakaanza kukusumbua. Kesho ukawa danga. If you never see you no go sleep. Oh. I swear to do the body nice. Inapenda nikone kila siku. Asubuhi mchana mpaka night. If you never see you no go sleep. Oh. I swear to do the body nice. Inapenda nikone kila siku.
Yes, press back. In fact, I'ma talk facts, racks. In fact, I'ma cop plaques, stack. In fact, I'ma cop rolls, jags. In fact, I'ma cop big. What's that? Jump in the back. Let me hit that. Let me take it to the max.
Yeah.
Take it to the max.
If you want make a ginger, give me key, kokoro. My bunch of beach, I love. Any other go to come up with me, my bum, my love. So they do like ball.
If you want make a ginger, give me kokoro. My body beat your love. Come make a show you my banana. No, they do like bolo.
This beat ain't normal.
When you call, you know the answer. I say we got call you some more. Then you leave me no choice, so very soon I go appear for your demand. Then you had a tight dress on. When I saw you last night at the club, even though I had my dark shades on, I was looking at you all night long. I'm in the middle of the street. How did I ever let you leave? Oh no, why did I drink this Hennessy? And I don't know what come over me. And I just want to make me come body. Don't want to lose it to nobody, no. My body no go green. And I don't know what come over you. As you see me, so I know about you. I swear to God, you can come back to. You can come back to. Smarting, cause something I've been watching. I might just drunk or something. I'm loving like a monkey. A junkie for your loving. I must be high or something. But now it doesn't really matter because I'm in the middle of the street. How did I ever let you leave? Oh no, why did I drink this Hennessy? And I don't know what come over me. And I
Girl, I just wanna make me come party. Don't want to lose it to nobody, no. My body no go free. And I don't know what come over you. As you see me, so I know about you. I swear to God, you could come out to. You could come out to.
I feel if I did not without you. I can't take this careless from me. I can't take what's lies anymore. What's trying for me, playing with you. Baby, you're junk, or maybe I'm too. Baby, you're a sufferer, soldier, killer of your own heart. If you treat me kinda, kept me close up, will we still part? Isn't easy with me. Drinking just to loosen myself up from what I can and shouldn't be. But now I'm in the middle of the street. How did I ever let you leave? I don't know. Why did I drink this Hennessy?
Girl, I don't know if I come over me. Girl, I just want to make me come party. Don't want to lose it to nobody, no. My God, you know go free. And I don't know what come over you. As you see me, so I know about you. I swear to God, you could come out to. You could come out.
African girl, they come and up in my bima. You know me, I didn't wanna take you for dinner. You know me, I getting money, bash in a bita. For my area, they call me Godzilla. For the brother, when they young, pata pata. If you got chance, make sure say you bitter. If another nigga walk carry my senorita, I go chop on like say na say move it down.
Bad boys like you, I like bad boys like you. Ooh, yeah, boys like you, I like bad boys like you.
Finna give her all the touching and the loving and she need it. Biggie back away, they make a bad man shut up. Philomena do the dirty wine for the conga. No fit to leave you for any reason. I want to invest in your body, I want to invest with my money, You know say now you are go marry, How many picking we go funny, This our love no go funny, Me I don't go play with my shorty, Anytime I look at your body, Yo, you they make me the honey, Shorty, your body make me go down low. Waiting I go do without your love, African girl, they come and up. You know me, I didn't wanna take you for dinner. You know me, I didn't wanna crash in a bit.
I've been in my room, but I know outside there's sunshine. Oh baby, you're my sunshine. So I stay to catch it cold. You do me like I never fall in love, make me feel like the first time, yeah. A dangerous love affair. I'm gambling on my heart. I feel the love it I am. Are you really the one? No go come tire for me. Make it no go turn you out for me, yeah. I feel the love it I am. Are you really the one? No go come tire for me. Make it no go tire.
Since he put his eyes on me, you won't get my interest. Wanna give all his time every day. He said he want invest, cause the way you look and the way you move, you're the one. I said, boy, you're not serious, I'm just having fun.
He ain't never had a chick like me. Pretty face and the wrist I see. He ain't never turning down nicely. You want this, approach politely. Spend some Sydney, spend some Naira. I had to buy a boy straight from Niger. In Lagos, spend whatever it costs to get with the boss. Make I tell a bum boy I know.
Say you wanna do be shit, and I'm only when you're lonely. Yeah, you see you think you know me, but you don't even know nothing about me. Yeah. You see my thick thighs, lost when you look into my brown eyes. See my lips always commit you switch sides. You never know the devil in a disguise, so why don't you stand up, baby? Tell me, do you want me on top? So let me show you, I don't need to back it up. Don't wanna hold you, mold you slow, just split you in half in my heart. I just wanna love on you, trust in you, honor you, please do the same on your part. Be honest, you want it.
Yes, that was Georgia Smith and Burna Boy right here on the Saturday Juice with Lynn, Obwoge, Vivian, and Mumbi.
Yes.
Today, it's a trio of women, honey. We are celebrating women. It's the 21st century. But anyway, guys, this is the weekly roundup whereby we're going to be talking about stories that have happened all through the week. And I just want to start off with Met Gala, which Kenyans took it as their own and made it Met Ngara in the streets of
I saw it.
Twitter.
I saw it.
It was absolutely amazing seeing Akina Seth, so many people.
They actually took the challenge upon themselves.
Took the challenge upon themselves, and they had the paparazzi going on. The Seth, Lynn, Vivian, Mumbi. It was absolutely amazing. Kenyans, we had Minister of Finance showing up for the Met, Obwoge Kizangila himself, if you know, you know.
Who is Obwoge Kizangila?
Obwoge himself.
Obwoge, like the one and only.
Finance.
Oh, yeah. I feel so
it was very funny to watch. Kenyans jumped on that trend very fast. They made Met Ngara something. We're looking forward for every Met Ngara.
But I feel like we should have it more often.
We should.
Without actually copying what the other people are doing, like in the States and whatnot.
An African Kenyan thing.
I feel like we should. Why not have it?
The question
can
is,
you
why
imagine
not?
like the Met Gala like with like Africans, like if they like imagine like Congolese people with like
For
their
sure. And
extravagance,
South
like at the Met Gala.
Africans, like it's
that
a whole
would be.
We should call it
yeah.
Met Africa or something.
Why
Or
not?
just something. But I think the reason the Met Ngara thing was just like people like taking the challenge of like the extravagance and the
craziness,
the
creativity.
costumes.
Yeah.
It's a show
That's
of
true.
creativity.
And we're here wanting to judge a bit of celebrity, clothes. But yet we afford none of any kind. I know whatever dresses they wore were quite costly and expensive, things that we cannot afford personally. I don't know whether you two do. Unajua naweza kuwa nikiongea. I might be talking, but you two do afford it. The people who hated some looks, did you feel like it brought the Met like kama ilikuwa tu zile za considering last year due to COVID-19 it didn't happen. We expected a bit of
So
heat.
people had time.
People had
People
time.
had outfits. But you know what I feel like with events like the Met, you can't hate on a look.
You can't.
You can't, because this is someone like showing their own creativity. It might not work for you.
But it works for them.
In my head, I feel like I went with the theme. Who are you to tell me that I didn't go with
the theme? Okay.
You know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
But I also think that the theme being American fashion.
Yeah.
And all the looks being called basic. I feel like that's just poetic justice happening. Like, so in a way, like they were all like on brand. Like the fact that it's American fashion and none of the looks were exciting. I mean, what does that tell you, really?
It didn't really meet up to what she was expecting.
It didn't meet up. Oh wow, that is it for the Met, whatever. And I know you guys have seen this all through the week. But have you guys been driving or walking?
What do you mean by driving?
Have you been driving to work or walking to work?
Is Ubering to work something?
Well, as long as you're paying for the fuel prices in this Kenya, yes, you're doing something. The fuel prices are crazy. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah. Oh my God,
134 shillings per liter.
I feel like that's so wrong. Jana was talking to our mama for like the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Alikuwa ananiambia maziwa ya, I mean pesa, like the price of milk is gonna go up.
Yeah.
From like it's 50 or 55.
It's
so
50, around there, 55.
55, right? There are some that will go up by 5 shillings.
5 shillings, that's 60 shillings, 65 bob, and 70 shillings, and that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's because of the time when we were kids. I'm assuming all of us here are 90s babies, like 96, 95, 97.
Yeah.
Maziwa ilikuwa like 20 something. I'm the one who's not being okay in my head.
Milk was
20
cheap,
or 30.
bread.
Milk was so cheap. And if you compare like 5 years ago or like maybe 10, maziwa ilikuwa 25, 30.
Yeah.
Right now it's like 55.
55.
A good time think in the next 5
years.
Maziwa itakuwa how much?
It will be pretty expensive for people to afford. And
it
now,
will.
when fuel prices go high, every single commodity in
it's
Kenya.
It's literally like a ricochet effect.
Yeah.
Where everything like goes up. Ata salon usambiwa, oh yeah, pesa mafuta, sijui nini, nimelipa fare.
Ata smokies. This is a barabara. Like they're going to be expensive.
Ata smokies, the one you used to pay 30 bob, say itakuwa 40 bob.
bob. Itakuwa 40 bob, and it's pretty expensive because life is becoming expensive. And I read a tweet where somebody said, mafuta, fuel prices are going to hit 200 bob per liter very, very soon. Mark you, the expressway is still on, and you're going to be paying to use that expressway. You can imagine the kind of life we're heading to right now in Kenya. And it's crazy.
And what makes me sad is if you're gonna increase bei ya mafuta or bei ya maziwa mkate, increase the salary that Kenyans are earning in order to meet the cost of living. It doesn't make sense.
People are earning, but your money inaishianga tu kwa life too.
You can't even say that you're earning at this point.
At this point, you're earning to survive. You're not earning for extraness of niko kazi. You're earning for rent. You're earning for food, and most recently, you're earning for transport. You're earning for transport. If you paid. Imagine a trying youth, very young, starting salary about 25,000. The person lives probably in Rongai or somewhere huko, needs to be in town and afike job by 8 a.m. Cost of transport right now from Rongai and those, let me call them the diaspora places. You pay about 200 bob. On a normal day, it's 100 shillings. But now it's going to be 200 bob because the matatu touts and the drivers are saying.
For sure.
Let me tell you, as from next week, mujipange.
Proper. And in like when you add something like COVID that happened, ikafanya bei ya matatu ishuka. And these people are kushukisha bei ya matatu. Waliendelea ku increase.
It's true.
Like today morning, I was talking with Abdul Khalifa and he was telling me from, I think he lives in Langata.
Yeah, it's 100 shillings right now.
And he used to pay 40 bob, how much. And these people said, I was going through today's Saturday Nation, and they were saying that what increased by 10 or 20%, could increase matia 40 bob to 100 isn't 10 or 20%.
That's way overboard.
Saizi ata things like vitungu and whatnot and nyanya zitapanda, and I think it's really sad because like right now politicians are looking into politicking. They're not looking into leadership and
it's a strategy whereby let's bring issues, then we're going to resolve them. Hooray, we have a hero. That's what they're going to do. Everything that is happening right now, whatever you're seeing in the CBD, the renovations, it's all a bit of politics.
I feel like it's all proper. We've not seen, and it's sad. Like I don't want to call Kenyans something, but Kenyans are proper dumb. Like, for sure.
Are you American?
I'm Kenyan, but I'm trying my best not to be among the dumb people because I was in a leadership class. I have a leadership class on Monday, leadership and communications, and this lecturer was saying the people we identify as leaders are not leaders. They're politicians. Our leaders will want to put, if I'm like your leader,
the interest of the community first, but in our case,
I want to bring up you guys as leaders, not Mimi Nibaki as a leader. Exactly. So if I'm a leader / politician, I'd want to increase the prices of everything because my kids are studying in the States. I don't care about you.
I don't care about you. My wife will probably deliver in some nice hospital.
Exactly.
While your wife probably does not get this service.
Exactly. I'm buying my kid a car. How many million shillings? I really don't care about you.
It's such a sad state, but that's what it is. This is Kenya for you, but we're hoping we're going to have a better Kenya. Mumbi has not said anything about it, but it seems she's driving and she's very comfortable. Yeah. You think prices are crazy, and so we move on to the next story, which I found a bit crazy. But this is about Terian Chebet. I know you guys know her. But Terian Chebet failed to give a young man his dream job because he did something in her DMs.
Alifanya nini?
So this guy goes to Terian Chebet's DMs and says, "Hey, I'm so and so." Expresses himself on point. Absolutely fantastic, and says, "Okay, you know what? I want a job. I listened to you on your live and I loved it, and here's." And she was impressed and she said, "Okay, do what? Nitumia CV." The guy sent the CV. After sending the CV, she was impressed. She was like, "Wow, I could actually give you a job. You are absolutely smart and fantastic." Until, let's call it the background check. Came in checking in on him. The background check was done, and this guy had been texting Terian Chebet some crazy stuff.
Like,
"Hi, crushy. I've been looking at you."
Amekuwa kwa DM for the longest time.
Amekuwa kwa DM. Hata kumwambia umeenda hata kama ni kunilenga umenilenga sana. Hebu kuja vizuri. And once she noticed she did not give this guy the job. Some people are saying it's baity. She should have just given him the job if he was qualified for it. Some people are saying consequences have choices have consequences. What do you guys think about this story?
I think she's justified because as a woman, like knowing the people you bring like into your space, you know, you also need to be selective about the type of people you bringing into your space. So if she's not comfortable, I mean, as a woman, I completely understand why she wouldn't want to.
And I feel like in this day and age, men, like not all men, I'm sorry, but some men, and if you feel offended when I say some men, I'm sorry, you're just part of the problem. Men will look for an excuse to be creepy. You know, if I wasn't responding to your DMs, there's a reason why I wasn't responding to your DMs. So the fact that you came up with something as like a CV or something, I can't trust you. What are your intentions? Ulisha band. So say that you want me to come and employ you at India Society work. I feel like I agree with Mumbi. She is justified.
She's justified.
It's my organization.
I really need to be bringing some male energy into this today because on Masculinity Saturday, the boy child is not represented at all.
Americ's Masculinity Saturday is trending.
We should be having a representative right here to Ambie.
But okay, even if they were here, playing devil's advocate, they would say that, oh, okay, he's a changed person. Maybe I don't know, he's not the same person anymore. I mean, that's what a man would say. But also just going back to what you said, like, it's about intention. Like, I don't know your intention. Like, I should have the freedom to choose the people that I want.
For sure.
To work with. So this basically says some digital footprint that unacho kunyumba, some things that you're doing.
With you over lunch.
Yes.
It is digital footprint.
Once you live it, once you live it, there's no taking it back, honey. The internet never forgets.
And in this era that we live in, please be careful
with what you put.
Even if you have 20 followers on Twitter or on Instagram, you might be something somewhere. And what you say or what you do has a big impact.
Very true.
So usiende ukifanya ujinga ufala thinking, who cares?
I mean, YOLO. Life is for the living. These statements, I must call them out today. Life is for the living. It has bright pockets than any other thing in this life. Life is for the living. 1, 2, 3. You see something over there. Life is for the living. That life is for the living statement. You're doing stuff. You're recording your digital footprint. We all do some dumb shit, but don't.
Please be careful. And you know, employers these days look at what you do. I mean, you can say, I don't want to be employed, but it's just so sad that you'll have to be employed either way.
You'll have to be employed.
Or start your own business or whichever. If you have to be employed, please be careful about what you post out there.
This brings me to probably rather more of a conclusion.
Okay.
That if you're going to do something, be careful. Look at your space within 5 years. Look at your space within, the next 5. Look at where you want to be.
Not just the now.
Not just here. Because some people may be looking at, unajona tu sahi, kwa life is for the living. You only live once. No, you're living every day, you die once.
Exactly. Oh, that is so
That's
true.
a good one. I have another one to add on that. When people say like, oh, life is short. How is life short when it's the longest thing you do?
Exactly.
I've never actually got to think of it like that. It's the longest thing you actually
there's nothing you do that's longer.
Exactly. And when you're dying, you don't even know you're dying. Exactly.
There's no record like, hey, manze, nimekufa by the way.
So please excuse my actions because I'm dead.
So you guys, we live every day, we die once. So take care of what you're doing. You might be seeing, check, 5 years from now, nataka kwa nini? Will it affect me?
I'ma get what's in the sun. I did wait for you to give me the green light. Make we the fire down. Kilo day, why you the door? I know they like to the blow. Give me chance, make I show you how I feel. Treat you special like a queen, cool you down, make we fire down. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Give me the green light. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Two to tango, make we take close like on the pan. up and grove. Baby, no hide, how you the feel you want love? Scared of heartbreak, I know. You say I look like Casanova. For those who I love, baby, I go hard. Now woman no love, now him go break hearts. No go end the film, my no start. Jory, now you be the one on the Janet. They connect to your Wi-Fi, glow unlimited. If you give me that base, I'll get addicted. Throw a granite from Kalashin straight to the net. I go see me sama pampana panana. I go see me sama sigiza zaga zaga. I go see me sama piggy back, piggy down. I go see me sama move for our be move foot out. Come again, wait in the sun. Fly the way, for you to give me that. Give me that. Make you
I'm so excited, that's a wreck. We keep it 100, yo, we never pretend. Can my friends and your friends them be friends? See that sky level, girl, they're whining different. Girl, I wine so 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 different. See the girl I move so different. Girl, I wine so different. This girl's got nothing on you. I swear, girl, nothing on you. Where you wine, girl, you looking brand new. Me want spend me money on you. Girl, went for me like a mela. Bumper big like a tapela. One more shot of tequila. You one and then I'm a villa. Give it to me, baby. Wine for me, baby. Jump on me, baby. Do your thing, baby. Forever. Girl, I wine so different. 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 Girl, I wine so different.
City little light skin girl, yeah. The way you a wine girl, make me have to stop everything. Me want on you in a wifey, pretty little diamond ring. Oh, Caribbean beauty, Caribbean cutie. Me want lock in my house and put you on duty. The way you a wine girl, make me have to stop everything. Me want on you in a wifey, pretty little diamond ring. Oh, Caribbean beauty, Caribbean cutie. Me want lock in my house and put you on duty. Boy can't call you skate, tell him don't do that. Number one property that. Baby, you drop a bomb like Iraq. Small and tight even if it not fat. Me, love how your waistline and go round. Love how your waistline and go round, girl. Love how your waistline and go round. Go round, girl. Wine for me, wine for me, wine for me, baby. Wine for me, wine for me, wine for me, baby. Wine for me, wine for me, baby. Wine, wine, wine. Another banger. Girl, in your love with the ginger me, you dey give me the love and the energy. Only you where they hide me like Hennessy, baby. Girl, in your love with the ginger me, you dey give me the love and the energy. Only you where they giving me melody, yeah. This love me I never see before, baby. This love me I never feel before, baby. This kind girl way I never see before. I go America, go London, me I never see before, baby. Sweeter than Fanta, Coca-Cola, oh yeah, sweet in my belly, oh, I'm again, no go give me jetty, oh. Come bless you, baby, oh. I no go do you, Johnny, oh, baby, oh. Now you, but they made me they do. Yeah, now you, but they made me they do. Now you wear choose, you they make me they do. I they do la mumu, I they do la mumu. Yeah, mumu.
Lights here.
There's nobody like me, when I step in on the place, I'm the Maya. They call me Agaraya.
Oja daddy wallet down Illuminati. Afusai poor boy in the party. Oh, the coco jama look so jatty jatty. Bring your bread, money important in my fussy. Baby girl is double double, uku uku. Lodi bam bam, baby shuku shuku. Oja D murder them, dubu dubu. Shama woman nero, baby look look. I get the money, I get the cash. You get the doughy, you get the lash. You like to put all the time. I like to fiki fanta so it's alright. The money, I get the cash. You get the doughy, you get the lash. You like to put all the time. I like to fiki fanta so it's alright.
I like that talk for me. Every night talk for me. I like to talk for me. And let me talk for me. Bad girls wanna follow me. The good girls wanna follow me. On the CW, see them a follow me. Them a finna say I be king of melody. Them one time follow me. But them the police they run follow me. They don't see me but they follow me. She told all me long tell them I like to talk for me. I talk for me. I like to talk for me. Talk for me. I like that talk for me. Every night talk for me. I like to talk for me. And let me talk for me. She got on bad man to Zina. But with me and you, girl, we are winner. Oh, sexy man. The money dripping on me like water. Money dripping on me, aquafina. The money dripping on me is water. Money dripping on me, aquafina. Shoulder the boo. Hey, say to the boo. Shoulder the boo. Come on, the killer for the boo. Shoulder the boo. Hey, me, shoulder the boo. Baby party, say to the boo. Come on, my baby, Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu, talo Sanwo-Olu. TDM Sanwo-Olu. Put my way on me, Sanwo-Olu. Put my way on me, Tinubu. Shoulder the boo. Put my way it up. Put my way it up. Put my way it up. Put my to Mushila, yeah, go to go. Put my to Mushila, yeah, go to go. I like to talk for me. Every night talk for me. I like to talk for me. And let me talk for me. I like that talk for me. Every night talk for me. I like to talk for me. And let me talk for me. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
Ni maisha, ni safari, tunapita kama moshi na kabla tuzame mchangani, kuna kushinda na kufeli. Oh, inabidi ujijue tofauti ya mwalimu na mwanafunzi, ni ujuzi na ujuaji. Oh, it's unbelievable that we make it this far, undeniable. We see the promised land from afar, and it's so beautiful. No, they can't touch the fire, and you know it's not in vain. Steady tripping through the pain. Oh, man. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train.
Put my feet in the water. These are the days we used to pray for. You're all I have. You're everything I have to live for. Oh, this is heaven. Sometimes we forget to be grateful. I count my blessings. You are my blessing. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Let's live it all tonight. You can show security. Life has no warranty. Are you ready? Oh, are you ready? Na na na. Are you ready? Are you ready? Willie, are you ready? Willie, are you ready? Are you ready? Willie, are you ready?
I never see a shower. Never. I never hold a shower. She say, why am I acting like a gangster? I say, I don't know why you see me with a shower. She told say, when you see me say I do put it in, 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 say I do put it I got the pretty lady with no like stress. She got her own, but she needs some love.
Playing all the hits that your girlfriend wants to hear.
DJ Abu Bakstar.
I got the pretty lady with no like no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. And she tell me say now only me they make her love. Tell me say now only me they cool her stress. She tell me say now only me she warm. She tell me say now me they make her calm. She tell me say that me they keep her home. Wine on my body, baby, wine that. She tell me say my love make her wine that. She tell me say my love make her climax. She tell me say now only me they make her move, they make her feel right now. Yeah, your body calling me right now. Yeah, so many things in my mind now. Make you suck, make her fuck, baby, right now. I've been waiting for tonight, where the energy feels right. When my talk make you feel right. Say tonight we come alive, live. Make we drink up while we reminisce. Say a prayer for our enemies. Say my love, now your remedy. Baby girl, you mean a lot to me. Got the pretty lady with no like no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. And she tell me say now only me they make her love. Tell me say now only me they cool her stress. She tell me say now only me she warm. She tell me say now me they make her calm. She tell me say that me they keep her warm.
So guys, welcome back to the Saturday Juice right here with us. We know music imepotea kidogo, but we're going to be back. A little bit of technical issues never hurt anyone before. But now that we are now here, sasa venye tuko hapa, mnasikia direct translation. Now that we are now here, we have Mumbi, and this is the time I want you guys to come through with all those questions that you've been wanting to ask Mumbi.
Yeah.
Hiyo poem ukiandika mzazi alisikia. Hiyo hiyo kitu ukiandika kuna mtu alifanya listening party. I want you to come through with all those questions because it's going to be hot like a heato. This is Lynn Obwoge right in the Saturday Juice on your number one online radio station. This is the Juice Wave. I am joined by
Vivian. They hang out with Vivian every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I always say, if you're not subscribed or you don't follow us, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Big shame.
Shonoka. Anyway, we have Mumbi, the poet. She goes by Mumbi Poetry, but since it's her hour, it's her moment. I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, first of all. I know
Thank
you've been seated all through. But welcome to the show. How does it feel so far to be seated here and watch us do our thing? Like, I am mnafanyanga hivi.
No, I'm having such a great time. It's just vibes.
It's just vibes.
Vibes and inshallah.
Man, work is just vibing.
It's just vibing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Also, now we're going to go direct to the questions. I don't know if you know it, but she's an award-winning Kenyan performing spoken word poet, self-published author, a writer, and a blogger. Yes. So many accomplishments. I'm just Lynn. I'm just Lynn, right? So who is Mumbi? You know, who's Mumbi Masharia? Who's Mumbi Poetry? Yeah.
That's an interesting question. So usually, like, I used to say, I'm not a poet. Yeah. I am the personification of poetry.
And it's deep. Some of us didn't do poetry. That's deep.
Yeah. And that just means, like, I don't just write poetry, but I am, like, my being, everything I do, the way I talk, the way I think, just everything is poetry. Everything is just looking at how to translate everything into a way that's
beautiful art.
Yeah, that's
beautiful words.
Yes.
That's what it is. She's the personification of poetry.
Yes.
That's amazing. Bringing me to the question of how did it start? When did you realize the William Shakespeare in you? You know?
Oh, I don't know. Do you want the long answer? Do you want the...
We want the raw. We want the raw deal.
Yeah, however long, however short.
Okay, so when I was in high school, I used to love writing, like, compositions, like I would write compositions that no one asked me to write, and, like, I was that person.
Yeah.
So then one time we had, like, an inter-school, like, poetry competition. And one of my friends was actually supposed to write a poem because there was a category for original composition. But my friend wasn't able to do it, so my English teacher signed me up. And I was like, I don't know the first thing about, like, writing poetry because I never actually liked studying poetry. Like, just the rules, the structure, the
mood,
rhyme scheme, all those. It was
persona.
Just too much.
Yeah.
But they needed someone who can just write something. So then, unknowingly, I wrote my first spoken word poem that night. It was the night before the competition. And I think I wrote about, like, a boy in my class or something.
A boy, darling. Boys, you've been inspiring a lot of things out here.
From day one, shout out to him.
I need to find me some of these boys who inspire people because apparently I'm uninspired. So you wrote about a boy.
So I wrote about a boy, and that was like I was like, okay, this is as good as this poem is gonna get. So then the next day we went for this competition, and I submitted what I had written because I had to print it out. And then the judges, because the judges needed to look at what you've written in advance, they disqualified me.
Oh, why?
Because they said this isn't poetry, because it didn't look like how a poem is supposed to look like. Like, it was like a story, or I was just narrating something, but it wasn't like traditional poetry.
You rewrote the rules.
Yeah. So we're disqualified from that, and then somehow, I don't know, I figured this has to be something. Like it's not like poetry, but it's something. Like it sounds nice, and like there have to be people who are writing something like this. Yeah,
or
like
it could be the first. I mean, why not?
Yeah. So anyway, after that, I think I wrote like a few more poems because at that competition I also met like other poets who had written poems for that category who were allowed to perform. One of them, her name is Jazia, and she's still one of my friends today. She also now started doing spoken word poetry. But then, so after high school, because I was just about to finish high school, I found open mics in Nairobi. Like, there was Kwani open mic, and there was poetry after lunch that used to happen at the National Theatre. So then I started going for those, like, immediately after high school. And then I found people who are doing like what I was doing or a variation of it. And I don't know, then just that's when I started performing.
And
so
it grew in you and
and I was performing these poems about like this boy and like other poems. And yeah, that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
Yes.
That's amazing because of late, I came across you on internet. I think you were reposted by one of these big celebrities I follow, and I said, oh, darling, I need to hear more of this because you came into, Amma, you've just, the sensation is now very crazy for you. How are you taking it on social media? Is everybody like, because there's this poem that I think everybody had. There's this poem. This is radio. I'm not going to go into the intricate details about it, but there's this poem, everybody. The first time, you can you can get to know it. That was the first poem, I think. Not the first poem, but the poem that shook the internet a bit.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
So the funny thing about that poem, I wrote that poem in 2017. I performed it for the first time in 2018. And I think in 2019 is when I think I posted it for the first time. So it's actually an old poem. But did I expect that poem to do what it did? Because when I didn't even know it went viral until like months later. Because I remember someone had reposted it like on Facebook like in those days. And then I saw on their page it had like almost 1 million views.
Oh, wow.
That's me.
The universe is surprising me as well.
No, but that's just to say, by the way, if you repost people's work, please tag them because I didn't see this like months later. Yeah, so
appreciating.
So people were seeing this work, but then they just didn't know like who it was. So yeah, just tag people in their work. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That poem was just
it was just crazy. Vivian had a question for you about that poem. Like, do you have a question for that poem per se?
I mean, the question, and I feel like I'm always gonna ask this. What were your parents' angle? Because you can see it as like young people, millennials, or Gen Z, whichever you like identify as. But like, even if your parents don't have an issue with it, like the African aunties and uncles, they're always gonna be there, no matter how forward we think we are.
There's just an auntie looking out for
you.
Amevaa mini skirt and they're reporting to your parents. So was there a parent who went,
Honestly, it's not even something I ever thought about because I never even thought like that many people would see it to begin with. So I never thought it would even be like a conversation. But obviously when like a lot of people started to see it, then like it was like, okay, I think my aunties have seen it because it was being sent in like WhatsApp groups that I'm in, and people are like, oh, umeona udem, and I'm like, I'm in that group, and I'm like, so I figured like eventually like my aunties and them would see it, but I haven't had any issues.
You've not had any issues.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky.
That's amazing. So parents are very supportive. Everybody around you is very supportive of your work.
Yes.
That's amazing to hear because I think some of these things that we might call unsafe or rather not the African type of conversation because you are dealing with a lot that I'd love to hear about because I would call them unsafe or very unsafe conversations for the
Yeah.
African parents.
Yeah.
We want to talk about them as millennials, but do our parents want to talk about them?
Yeah.
At this point, I'd love you to tell our listeners, what does your work comprise of? We've heard about love, we've heard about, love making, but there's more that got you to CNN. We'd want to get to that point right now.
Yeah.
So my work is just, I would say the topics that my work revolves around is like love, the inevitability of heartbreak, mental health, spirituality, just things that I personally go through. It's a lot of vulnerability in my work, I would like to say, which sometimes is a bit hard because I'm literally like pouring my heart out.
That's very true.
And I have to hope that like people relate or understand or
what you're saying.
Yeah, because now whenever I meet people, it's like, who hurt you?
I wanted to ask the question. Now that you've talked about vulnerability and people are seeing in that light, with this poem that I think propelled you to, a million and stuff, do people meet you and they're like, hiya? Because you say, I want to teach you how to. Do people look at you and go like, oh girl, I would want to? Do you get a lot of that?
I do. And
so how do you handle that? Especially from guys, it's like they think you're giving them the whole script.
Right?
For sure.
But so the thing about that poem, actually, like when you listen to it the first time, like it might seem like very shallow, like it's
just that. Just whatever is
But
there.
when you re-listen to it, that's actually a very sad poem.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, but so the thing about poetry, poetry isn't like music. Like with music, even if you don't listen to the lyrics, like you'll remember the chorus, the melody, with poetry, as a poet, I have to like work twice as hard to like get people's attention, because when you tell people about poetry, it's like you're lecturing me, or
it's boring.
So I write my poetry the way I do because I understand that. I understand that it's very
hard to capture attention.
Yes, people we're in a generation where people want quick
something
things.
Exciting.
Give me like a 15-second TikTok video, move on to the next thing, So I understood that, and then I learned how to pass my message in a way that like people will want to listen. So that's why I wrote that poem the way I did, but in actual fact it's a very sad poem. It's about like just a partner who won't satisfy you the way you want to be satisfied. Ooh. Because either they don't care or they just
have so much
care about
going
themselves.
on.
So
it's actually deep.
It's a very deep poem. It's like one of the saddest poems.
So for those who've been listening to it as if, we're just listening, go find the true meaning. This reminds me of, you see those people who do paintings?
Yeah.
And for Lynn, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, what's that? And they're trying to explain it, and it goes beyond what you see. It's like, this is a house, a heart. That's what I feel is happening right now in studio. I don't know where you're tuning in from. I'd love you to tell me, because the questions are getting hotter. It's getting absolutely amazing. I know you guys want to know who Mumbi is, and she's already cracking it down. And also, for your information, she did an interview with CNN. I know you'd want to hear more about that, but for now, darlings.
The unit.
na mamoyo wangu wote so napenda kutoka ngware hadi siku sushindaka tukilandi nishawasha kingine kwanza pedi sako inadi zinafaa tuziende zikikam tuzivute zote ka chaki zimenishika yo mali mefika zimenishika yo zimenishika yo niki zimenishika yo zimenishika yo mali imefika zimenishika yo zimenishika yo
Borangwa could you bless set why could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa
wanna call him
Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa
jenga mwili haribu jina setu ngwai uma wako buda jili bora ngwai sichomi picha kiordinari mina rai wana kolo jeshi mbaya confirm tukikam ni mabutu wana hang rada gani wanajua shida zime nice bado zimeshika nipe saba shika chini sister mali safi tunapenda mbichwa ni mamboto insta twitter kauna ngori usingoe kuja come baby come kuja
Twende. Hello.
set mangwa
Mangwa.
could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa
chikanare washa kitu rada safi man wala mzuka wala kono zikikam hapana gura ni mamitwa zinakuom Water wanting ganja ponde flow ukitu cheki zimenyanya ngia chuom ngori sana tunataka hizo do mazenga na run basi buda toa form sina pupa na run ngumu sana wezi solve
could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa could you bless Borangwa could you bless set mangwa
Zenya noma chini ya maji na wakunywa kazi ni kazi kuwatingua kama
mazenga na run basi buda
pressure buda una pesha acha kujitesa piga kalesa boy blood pressure acha pupa kwenye game jo usidai fame utashinda kumanage walidai tujikaze ndio tunaendelea mtaa kubwa Obwoge ndio huu tumegrow ndio huu tumerise ndio huu nina know niwe ganji ya udu bado Obwoge iko juu sio siri twajiduni na rep 3560 every day ina bet you already know pressure buda una pesha acha panda gari za burua motimo za umoka nipata kwenye beza mazabe ya wazina mademu wa mitina makia wa michipina saga feelings nimetiki paramoto kusugomoto hii beat imetiki 560 Obwoge mtaya mangiri mba I'm doing this for my hood Obwoge ndio hood Obwoge ndio hood Obwoge ndio hood I'm doing this for my hood Obwoge ndio hood
wachangu cha pistol sula alienda misi after joy
Nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl, she's a girl for me. I miss a nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl, she's a girl for me. Become another one day.
girl, she's a girl for me. I miss it, next girl for me. We on fire, nikiwana yeye nikubaya, wakiniona nawe wanagwaya. Bad girl, she's on fire, oh yeah, we on fire.
Station at the juice wave. As Khalifa says, if it ain't wavy, it ain't juicy.
Yes.
I had to pick that one up.
Iwake sana msupa kwani ni kesho. Hello, I love it.
Hello, so we're back again with Vivian and Mumbi, and the questions keep on continuing. So at this particular moment, tulikuwa tumeachia achievements zake. Wewe kama mahali uko, please start working on your dreams, pole pole. You know, start working on your dreams,
Step
pole
by
pole.
step.
But where we are right now, she got an opportunity to be interviewed by the big five when it comes to media.
For sure.
The big five, you know, and being among the big five, that is CNN.
Yes.
How does it feel? How was it nerve-wracking?
Unajua
Was it
Mumbi pale
scary?
kusema big five, mimi najua jo ni
Animals.
Ni animals. the lion, the giraffe, the buffalo. So I
Kuna
put to
big
explain.
five kwa every industry, unajua. So tuko na CNN.
Hello, tende sana. Kwani kesho.
How was it?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I was very nervous, but the after effect, the fact that it's something that was watched by so many people around the world, and for me was just the fact that they thought I had a message important enough to put on such a platform.
Yeah.
That was so validating for me and
amazing.
It was amazing.
I could only imagine.
Yeah.
I know people are wondering, how did you get there? Which work which ni kazi gani ulikuwa
Tupige
unafanya
through to Jirada.
at that time?
So I've written 2 poems for women and adolescent health for various organizations. So this last one, I wrote this poem for an organization. It's called PMNCH, Partnership for Maternal and Newborn Child Health, in partnership with other organizations, UNICEF, the UN. And so my poem was titled Dear World Leaders, and it was just an open letter to world leaders to do more to ensure that women and adolescents have access to health care.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Considering it's a big problem.
True.
In Africa, let's just talk about our home motherland. Coming back to Kenya itself, that's quite a problem. And it's amazing that you got to address this in such a big platform. That was CNN, guys. I'm telling you, this is amazing. I'm seated with greatness. I can only sip on it and just take a few notes and go home with it. At this particular point, tumesikia story yote mpaka hapo. She has just dropped her EP. If you're in love with her work, if you love poetry, if you love listening to sweet melodious words, this is the time. Watch us start to plug. She's dropped an EP. That was yesterday.
Yes.
It's now available on
everywhere.
Yes,
on all streaming platforms and
Spotify,
YouTube, Apple Music, YouTube as well, AudioMac, everywhere.
Android, whatever. We don't stumble out, but it's okay. But amazing. So tell us about your EP. I saw it was titled
Libation. Yes.
Any meaning?
So libation is an offering to a deity or ancestors. And poetry for me is important because it is a manifestation of the storytelling tradition that our ancestors had. So for me, poetry is important because it carries on that tradition of storytelling.
That's nice.
And this being my first EP or my first project, it was important that this to me, it feels like an offering
to our forefathers.
Yes, exactly. So just a way to honor our ancestors for all the art forms that they taught us and left for us, music, storytelling, crafts, just documenting history and culture, I think is very important.
It's very important. That's amazing. Guys, Manaskia. Now, always find a meaning for what you do. Moving on, I understand the EP has 5 poems.
Lakini Lynn, mimi na swali. Si storytelling amesema. Sawa, mmeja pia ni poet ama?
That's that's a form of art.
Si poet lakini.
It could be, depends on which side you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, ocha ajibu
There's
mimi
no
Tabia za Wakenya sawa tu.
Do you think it's sort of storytelling in a way? You know, it could be. Maybe he's trying to understand the diversity of this industry, is it?
Yeah, and I feel like as long as you have a message that you're trying to push, whatever like medium you choose to push that message through, it is a form of poetry.
Yeah, that's amazing. So there's so many. There's Sun, there's Good Woman.
Yes.
The other three are
Mambo Mpenzi, the first time. And East Africa.
Yes. And Mambo Mpenzi is in Swahili?
Yes, it is in Swahili.
It's in Swahili. So guys, don't you think as she's speaking up, she has very good English, by the way. she's done a bit for us. Wale watu wa, you know, it's Mambo Mpenzi. Wasikia. I'm tempted to say the Mambo Mpenzi in a bit of, but
it's titled that because it was actually a letter to someone, and then so like when I was starting like typing the text, I was like Mambo Mpenzi. So
amazing.
Aww.
The way you start your text just became a whole thing.
Yes, I turned like the text into like the first part of that poem.
Oh, guy, what inspires you? It is this guy. You know, I also need to get.
Rada guys, jo mnachomea sana. Upeleke na rada kidogo pia.
Like most of them I've noticed. I'm hearing. It's like it's tied. Even when you listen to a good woman, it's like you have an agreement with God and he sends you these guys.
Yes.
That just not because you need them. If you heard the poem.
Oh my God, yes.
Not because you need to have them, but because you...
Yeah, not because they make me write, but because he knows it's the only way he can get me to write.
Hello.
That's such a beautiful perspective.
Maybe you're getting character development because you're supposed to find your purpose. Stop beating yourself over it. Stop beating yourself over it. That's amazing. There's so much realness, so much niceness in your poems, and my favorite has to be Sun. Considering the kind of world we, the girl child, tunaishi saizi. We live in so much fear, we live in so much, and I swear when I become a mom, may my son know that is the poem I'm going to be stealing for you.
Yes.
I will be getting that poem for you. It's absolutely amazing what inspired that particular poem.
Well, just like you said, like the world we're living in, the men that we encounter. Sometimes being a woman in like this day and age can be like a bit scary.
Very true.
Because you don't know like people's intentions, just your safety, and just like saying that we deserve respect. Like I deserve to like live freely without like worrying about like what a man can possibly do to me. Exactly. So that's just what inspired that poem.
I loved the flip of the coin on that one, because most of the times as we grow up as ladies, as women, the narrative is take care of yourself. The question is whoever taught the men or the boys that hey, this stuff needs to be respected.
For sure, Mazajo, kama boy respect you ni bombo clat.
Yeah,
for sure.
I told you I will get a man into this studio, and I did, and he's here. Amesema aje, ebu repeat. I don't know, they need to hear it from.
For sure, Mazajo, kama nyinyi maboy mtambue madem Mazajo, like yo, nyinyi mabombo clat for sure.
Nyinyi mabombo clat in his own words.
Like bila madem Mazajo, bila the film Mazajo. Like unachukua wanza implant your seed, lakini ndio ndo kusema kauna kam. Unacheki anza juu kuna abortion. But for me kama mrasta na abortion is a crime, unashika. So like if like the ladies manze they wanachangia a lot of percent, na si 50%, kwangu ni 60 kuendelea juu ama 51 going up. Manze jumla respect madam. I was raised with sisters. Amazing. So manze jumla respect madam for sure. Gang, hello.
That is, Khalifa ametuambia he respects women because he's been raised by sisters. I see a lot of you have tuned in. I want to shout out Winnie Karaoke. Thank you for the fire emoji. There's doing away. This has to be Alice Lango, the mix, and Mumbi is here. Oh my goodness, I know she's a fan. She loves you, and she said kama kuna namba atumiwe pia.
Lynn, unajua demi namjua kutoka kitambo.
Ya ukweli. kweli ama ya uongo?
Success has
Mumbi am I lying? Mumbi am I lying?
He's not lying. But we met once.
Yeah,
and
once.
he remembered me.
Once, manze, like-
no, he met me once and he remembered me like a whole year later.
Yeah, manze, like udem akona like her poem ndo ni could be too deep song. I was like, yo, are you Mumbi? I'm like, yeah.
I know her.
I know her like see lines, simkatila but like yo, like your lines manze for sure manze zimecome through manze hadi wale John azikumbuka like I mean inspire in a way. Yeah manze nilishoot video yake John na twin brother yangu jo. Shout out to Kings manze kwa maju. But yo udem ni mkali jo. Soko mtandao jo. Hebu mgoogle manze. Yeah for sure.
We have a Beryl Karimi who says, I'm here to show my ladies support, locked all the way from Comarock. Honey,
hey, what
all the way. Abdul Abiviga Studio, thank you so much. There's Omole Dorcas enjoying the show. Poetry is quite intense.
Yeah.
Darling, I back you up on that. Today, I think I'm going to try write one.
About?
I'll also seek a boyfriend. I get character development.
Hello.
Content.
I need more content. But you know, it has just brought me down to, you might look at something from the negative, but you could push it a little bit and turn it into a positive. Reminding me of Kylie Jenner, her biggest insecurity turned out to be her biggest asset. You know,
For sure,
Kylie
for sure.
lips.
Yeah.
I mean, she said it was, and you have turned away of having these boys who, it seems to be an agreement with God to, you know, inspire you to do more, which is absolutely amazing. So many girls are looking up to you. I'm so sure, you know, I am one of those girls. I'm looking up to you. I'm seated here with you, and I'm just wowed at the level of amazingness that you carry with you. So many people who look up to you would want to hear, Mumbi, what unaweza tuambia nini?
I don't a lot of things. But just in case like there's anyone listening who's like thinking about writing poetry or like you don't start writing poetry until you start telling the truth. Like until you're honest with yourself and you're comfortable enough to be vulnerable with yourself. That's the only time that you'll be able to like honestly write poetry, because you only write what you know. You can't write about like what you
story. You can't do fiction.
Yeah, you can also, but I mean it won't be
as raw and as real.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Advice 101. That's amazing. I really want to talk. We've talked about your EP. It's dropped. We can stream it on all platforms.
Yes.
All of them. I'd want to pick amongst your kids. I know these are like your babies, 5 of them. Which one is your favorite?
Oh my gosh.
I bet you didn't see that coming.
I did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
Well, there's some that I perform more than others, for sure, because some just come like to my mind quicker than others. But of late, I would say East Africa is my favorite one.
East Africa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Recently,
We need to check that one out. Not to scrutinize to see too.
Check. Mbona as to perform hapa hivi saizi.
She will. She
Yeah,
said
for
she
sure.
will. No.
Hello, I love it.
Give us a bit of East Africa.
Okay, so I wrote this as an ode to East Africa, and it was originally titled Merry-Go-Round Around the Victoria, Victoria being Lake Victoria. So it goes like this. She came from Nairobi, the green city under the sun, compared to none, where metaphorical milk and honey flow. She traveled to Uganda. The royalty she exudes surpasses that of the Kabaka. Surely Wakanda has nothing on the Baganda. By way of Jinja to Kampala, to find a lover, there is no other. Kigali ni mbali lakini alifika. Wiriwe. Kinyarwanda now rolls off her tongue like she was born there. She learned peace there. She's at peace there. Her mind wanders in Tanzania, so kwanza alianzia Mwanza. To Arusha and Dar es Salaam, speaking Swahili and the language of love up the coastline through Tanga Segela. In Mombasa, we finally meet. We hold hands and merry-go-round, glorious around the Victoria. My lover, Malaba is calling us.
Oh.
Ice. Malaba.
I've never
That's amazing.
For sure.
That
For
is
sure.
so nice.
I'm so sure most of us have never really had poetry that slaps the soul like that one did. But that's amazing.
Mnajua poem. Pipi mnajua poem.
Mbele yenu ni.
Nimeva white. Shati ya white. White.
Okay, guys, this is absolutely amazing. I know you can stream it. She can tell us where we can find her because, time is not on our side, but you can tell us where to find her.
Yes, you can find me online at Mumbi Poetry on all platforms. Search me up on YouTube. Go listen to Libation, and yeah.
Go listen to Libation, and yeah.
Samosa tena bazoo. Sosa tena twende sana. Yosha hiki kubamba sana. Vile Muse Manga kama Khalifa. Leo mimi ni DJ. Tupate fire emojis pale mtandao. This is the Saturday Juice along Lynn. Niko na mayengs bazoo leo. Ni watatu wa super sana, wako na greatness. Team Lynn, Team Vivian, hello Usaujo Mumbi pale the poet amesema East Africa. Tanzania kuna nini ubazu tena sikumbuki, lakini jo ni nia
Ninapiga poster in the music kama ethics ita change position but I don't know bang. Yeah, we gonna drinks na my yanks wait kamu. Sini gonna drinks na my yanks wait kamu too. Sito gonna drinks na my dem wait kamu. Sito gonna drinks na my dem wait kamu too. Sinifurahide na kuna daige kasindano kamejame karoro kamepiga mukorogo mafisi wako chrome mbogile gembonyoso nikajuja juvile kakothika piga deki na bado kanapiga sema teke na figa ni ya mita vile kana bend boxa na haribika akichuna mboga niko west makala kirombo sani na chesta la fushot ile design ya revenge gide leo nina mide drinks na my yanks wait kamu. Sini kona drinks na my yanks wait kamu too. Sito kona drinks na my dem wait kamu. Sito kona drinks na my dem wait kamu too.
Situpewe zile ndoro, zile ziufanya mini go hadi moro, zile ziufanya tunakosa mamoro. Snipe morale amsha usidoro baby, gurumisha isonge nikuwekele kama carbon paper. Leta jambo kipusa fanya mambo,
kama uko klabu na show imekubamba, toka nje tena na ulipe tena. Kama una msupa, shika chupa, make sure jua ni Fanta, juu lazima ikuwe na figa. Twende sana.
Nikona kamu tu na wengine wanadai kukamu tu. Waiter, leta ziki kamu tu. Marinate niweke mutu. Wamlambeza, wamnyonyeza na malaleza. Niko drinks na my ex, alifanya poa tu kuni ex. Niko hizi na kuanga tu drinks na my ex. Na mapati ya asubuhi si lazima some sex. Baby mama ako hapa anadai we ni ex. Laleza, namlambeza, marinate niweke mutu. Nikona drinks na my ex, we kamu. Nikona drinks na my ex, we kamu tu. Sitokona drinks na madem, we kamu. Sitokona drinks na madem, we kamu tu. Listen, official, ratata. Nikona drinks na my ex, we kamu tu. Sitokona drinks na madem, we kamu.
Anezi baby girl watoka pande gani? Mimi napenda tu hizo tuta. Nastaki para zako.
Ati nini?
Anezi baby girl watoka pande gani?
Mimi napenda hizo duda.
Nastaki para zako za kireza. Mimi napenda tu hizo tuta.
Twende sana.
Anezi baby girl watoka pande gani? Mimi napenda tu hizo tuta. Nastaki para zako za kireza.
Ati nini bazu, twende sana. Dimore, Langata, Benzema, Chungulo family, Japani Nelly the Goon. Wendo bad man. Ati nini? Atoti unasema nini Atoti?
Wamevaa buti shot wanachachisha. Ochungulo familia badilisha. Mini Rastaman
natoka Sauti.
Mr. 8 songs zimewa.
Watu wa Langata mnasema nini?
Call 911. Timore uko jijini ya
Mimi napenda hizo dudha.
Nastaki para zako za kireza. Mimi napenda tu hizo dudha. Anyaze baby.
Wow.
Nicheza kama guru, nitoke mbele yako kinicheki kwenye mbulu, na tetemesha jiji bila loni ya faulu. Rasmi pata kobole ninunue mabuyu. Na baby nina damu ya Shaka Zulu, nashikwa na malwezo kitingisha kulukulu.
Machali wa Langata na madema kutusuru.
Wote wanataka tukuhama kitusuru. Pilka za maboy wanati ni kuleta zogo dunda. Sele pilka za watana shati.
Nikufuta gode juu ya dudha.
Ndizi inapenda duda imevimba. Pepeta yo kitu kama kimashinga. Takupiga tombstone kibatista. Dictate iyo haga kama Hitler. Bampa yako nyuma inakaya bima. Nilidhani ata umeweka filter. We ni painting girl Kakamila. Body yako ni ya Ren si ya Filda. Siku hizi munanita Alejandro. Jama anapenda duda na scandal. Light skin BBW wako handle. Ochungulo tuko lit kama candle. Itabidi wameanza kuwa humble. Siku hizi man the standards zili double. Haga tuna deal nazo zina bubble. Kuja ni kusample.
Anyaze baby girl watoka pande gani? Mimi napenda tu hizo dudha. Nastaki para zako za kireza. Mimi napenda tu hizo dudha. Anyaze baby girl watoka pande gani? Mimi napenda tu hizo dudha. Nastaki para zako za kireza. Mimi napenda tu hizo dudha.
mkoba kilalisha unda plan itisha hizo kek na majagu
itisha mzinga bana zikikam turore hakuna idhaa youthman we turore odi kabisa turore meda ofisi turore alafu zikishika shuka na madam alafu zikishika shuka na madam
simama kwa miguu rusha mikono juu na kangoma kama nyaisanza tukubanju ushageuka umeshika tu ukuta cheki tu kwa kichwa umeshuka tu matuta ona vile nyuma umejaza tu mauta ni kwenye mkono hadi mdomo niko luta kama zimeshika tu hakuna wachilia mademo hakika mtu na wapandilia starehe tube tumegharamia cheki masa tumeshachelewa sasa nani hata drive na tumeshalewa hebu chunga ama demo naweza kupora juu wengi wa uko ndani ni wako cheki sasa tuzime nice hiyo glass yangu niongeze zile ice najua nitabiki toka sasa mpaka night
itisha mzinga bana zikikam turori hakuna idhaa youthman we turori odi kabisa turori meda ofisi turori alafu zikishika shuka na madam alafu zikishika shuka na madam
Odo wa moranga amekam turorie makek zikiisha mbura tina turorie tukimix na kindogo zitugorokie mina katabiko hadi munikurorie kama dhudha iko fiti mina riada na kaitabidi minta siti hadi wada kima huru toa kutu hadi nkiwa jaba nyorea mia bwana tambua lawama
itisha mzinga bana zikikam turorie hakuna idhaa youthman we turorie odi kabisa turorie meda ofisi turorie alafu zikishika shuka na madam
ati nini
shuka na madam
je
shuka na madam
yo naponga tu arabic ninaponga tu na ngeli ya waroro amekaa amekrom ka bacteria nataka tu nilewe nibebwe hadi ma area kadeli ya kusere tu na ponge tu ya maria shikisha njuku na bebe teini kachok hapa mimi ndo sponsor mimi ndio the host piga chok na makula na matos
Okay, it's a Saturday evening right here on the Saturday Juice. Kama unashuka ushuke na madam na kama uko hapo ambia Tusker Light wakupe kitu on the Saturday Juice's budget. Lakini you guys, welcome back. I was telling you we were doing a wrap up with Mumbi. She's told us so much. She's given us so much insight about her poetry. If you did not understand what it was, now you do. If you've never had poetry, you should. And if you want to, get her stream, she's just dropped an EP. Stream her work on all streaming platforms, right from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, talk about YouTube. You can find it everywhere. Please go support her. Anyway, we are back and we have pretty interesting questions. It's your one and only Lynn Obwoge.
Vivian Makungu.
And seated on the guest chair today
is me, everyone's favorite poet, Mumbi.
Everyone's favorite poet, Mumbi.
Your favorite poet's favorite poet.
Yeah.
Exactly, baby. Yeah, so right now we're going to have a quick fire session with her. She's going to be answering these questions without thinking of them in a split second.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, if you were to define your personal style, what would it be?
Showing the body God gave me.
Showing the body
God
God
I've
gave
never heard of that one before. That's so good.
Okay, a celebrity crush, both international and Kenyan.
Ooh, my constitutional right to remain silent.
Oh.
I wish to invoke it.
Not on the Saturday Juice. We need a jury for this. They want to hear. International?
International, oh my gosh. My woman crush, I would say Tiana Taylor. She's, yeah.
Tiana Taylor, there you go. Kenya, mujua mna watu. Dream destination to perform poetry.
Oh, that's not even hard. Just like in Kenya, just like festivals in Kenya.
Festivals
Put
in
poets
Kenya.
on the lineup.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vacation?
I've never been to Zanzibar, but I would like to go to Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Yeah.
An international poet you'd love to work with?
There's a South African poet. Her name is Lebohang. I hope I'm not butchering her name, but I worked with her on an ad campaign for DSTV, but we never met. But yeah, definitely.
Okay, Lebo. We will tag you. We have Kenyan poet you'd want to work with.
Kenyan poet. Oh, I'm friends with almost most Kenyan poets. And I have a show tomorrow, and Teardrops poet is going to be performing.
Tomorrow?
Yes,
Where?
tomorrow at Lava Latte. It's on State House Road.
State House Road.
From noon to 4 p.m. It's free entry. I'll be performing. Teardrops will be performing. A-Rosh, an amazing musician, will be performing. And Jazia, an amazing poet. Yes.
Ooh, that's amazing. You do not want to hata kama hukuwa na form, ndio your form mejitokeza from the Saturday Juice, definitely courtesy of Mumbi Poetry. Moving on to the last question, the most juiciest of them. Najua mmengoja. Allah, mmengoja. Question is,
yes,
is there somebody, na wamesema hakuna kunyamazia hii. Is there somebody? Is there somebody?
I mean, of importance is life.
Cha muhimu ni maisha. Of importance is life. But is there somebody prospective? If not now, prospective?
Let me say prospective.
Prospective.
Let me say that, yeah.
Okay. Girl, if you're the one, just tighten up the competition. That was it from us, the Saturday Juice. Definitely with Mumbi Poetry. That was amazing. Thank you, guys. As you've heard, Kesho on a show with Teardrops at
Lava Latte.
Lava Latte, yes. State House Road. Make sure you go there. There are a whole lot of performances. There's singer. There's just go have a good time. Listen to poetry. Support poetry. I wish our industry could do more to support. And the best we can do right now is support their work. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yes.
Follow her on Instagram at Mumbi Poetry. She has told us we're going to leave her, her handles right here on the description box at below upper to chini. So make sure you do that. This is a Saturday Juice. But anyway, guys, before we even go away, I know it's 6:10, but we have to talk about something. And at this particular juncture, we go to the burning question of the day. And the burning question comes from a little story whereby Rotimi and Vanessa Mdee have been hitting headlines. They've been... God of Vanessa Mdee has been literally walking through
showing
the prayers of every woman in Africa right now.
We need the prayer.
The prayer, right? The question is, will you take your your partner's ex's warning seriously? Apparently, she's pregnant. She's expecting Rotimi's baby. She's in a happy place. But then one ex came out to say, don't get too comfortable, darling. I was once his all. And another one came out and says, supported the fellow ex. And said, darling, I was also there too. So do you take your ex's warnings, considering there are links of being abusive? Do you take your ex's warning, your partner's?
Whose exes? Was it her exes or his exes? His exes, okay.
Yeah.
I think when people are in love, you don't listen to what people
love is blind, but the neighbors are seeing.
Yeah, when two people, especially who share the same bed, telling them anything about the other, it's never gonna end well.
It's never gonna end well.
Yeah.
But do you think such warnings, we're playing with probability over here? It's not one, kuna ule mmoja in the case of dismissal. It's just easy to say. Maybe a jealous ex, maybe he's not happy, an acrimony kind of a situation. Why is he doing better with her? I'm the one who taught him all these things. Unajua saa zingine ni hivyo madem, si ndio? You kind of feel like your ex anafanyia the new chick much more na ni wewe ulimfunza, ulikuwa unamwambia babe nataka maua lakini hakukubaia maua, akaenda kabaia mwingine. There's that aspect of dismissing, oh she's just a jealous ex, but it's not one, it's two.
It is important. I feel like in as much as there's this thing where we say watu wameshikana kitovu usingililie kati, because you don't know, people who shared a bed as you said. But at the same time, you can't ignore. If it's one person, be like, maybe she's not over him and whatnot. But if it's two people, my senses would go off. Mbono unasema hivyo. Why are you saying that? There has to be something, even if it's not necessarily a team. Abusive in like the sense that he's hitting you. Maybe he's emotionally abusive. Maybe he's mentally abusive. So you have to take that into account. I feel like there's just certain things you cannot ignore. In as much as there's that jealous ex thing. I feel like you'd have to take that thing seriously.
I think in the long run, you won't be very comfortable going back and looking at your man the same way. I mean, somebody has said,
Yeah,
don't be too comfortable. Would you
for
go back to that relationship and
Yeah.
say, babe, and just ignore somebody who said, don't get too comfortable. I was once his all, and he treated me in a certain way.
Man, you
it's,
won't be at
it's a
peace.
matter of time. Not
Yeah.
forgetting when it is the honeymoon phase,
For
people tend to be
sure.
all pretense or...
You don't even want to think about the red flags. This person is literally God in front of you.
Yeah.
So you don't want to think about anything else.
Mhm.
But the moment such an alarm is raised,
Yeah.
I feel like you'll have, when you masama, you'll have to look at your person
Mhm.
in a certain kind of...
In a certain kind
It's
of
inevitable.
way. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the Saturday Juice, and the question, the burning question of the Saturday Juice today has to be, do you take your partner's ex's warning seriously? It sounds like a tongue twister. I'm just inspired poetically, but the question is, do you take your partner's ex warnings seriously? Tell me more about it. Tell me in the comment section. Come through and tell me what you think about it. As for now, we go back to music for just a little time as you guys start typing on your keyboards. Muniambie jibu.
That's when I decided when I die, I want to be remembered for the life I lived, not the money I made.
Once upon a younger year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. Shining stars. He said go venture far beyond the shores. Don't forsake this life of yours. I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. These are the nights that never die.
Well, there's a will, there's a way, kinda beautiful. And every night has its day, so magical. And if there's love in this life, there's no obstacle that can't be defeated. For every tyrant to tear for the vulnerable. In every loss, all the bones of a miracle. For every dreamer, a dream were unstoppable. With something to believe in. Monday left me broken. Tuesday I was through with hoping. Wednesday my empty arms were open. Thursday waiting for love, waiting for love. Thank the stars it's Friday. I'm burning like a fire gone wild on Saturday. Guess I won't be coming to church on Sunday. I'll be waiting for love, waiting for love to come around.
Hey yo, it's your boy Zach, and you're chilling with DJ Obwoge.
Guided by a beating heart, I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. So that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself in a...
Welcome back. This is the Saturday Juice with Lynn, Obwoge, Vivian, Mumbi, and we were just talking about, do you take your partner's ex's warnings seriously? We've given sentiments. Some have said, I would. Some, somebody who's in love might not hear. Binti kiziwi kweli ni binti kiziwi akiwa kwa mapenzi, when you're in love you never really hear. But there's a question that rises, like, do we tend to hold on to what people were in the past and don't seem to see them for what they're going to be? Probably he's in love and he has changed. Would you want to be in that position of, okay, unataka kuamini amechange, and then like 2 years down the line anakupiga coffee? Would you want to be in that space, and what would you do?
This whole love thing is a gamble. That's what I'd say. Because there is that aspect that you have to face it. It's a gamble, you know. This person might not have changed. By the end of the day, it's just sad. But this person makes you happy. This person makes you feel things that you've never felt before. So, and like, there's this thing that I say, live for yourself. Whether it's selfishly or not, just live for yourself.
Just live for yourself.
And I don't want to sound morbid, but we don't know about Kesho. If this person makes you happy, then be that person. As long as they're not toxic, they don't abuse you in whatever manner. But at the same time, you can't ignore that aspect. But utashinda ukilive your life listening to what other people are saying. Ama, you want to live this life for you.
You want to live the life for you, but look at it from the perspective of you ended your career, so to say, or you put a pause on your career to full-heartedly be this babe's woman. Let me just put it that way. And then in between, hooray, we have a little family. Where do you stand with these warnings? Do you feel secure? Does your family feel secure? Is your bank account secure? Just in case the warnings come to, okay, tulimwambia, na mtaachana tu, na tulimwambia. I told you so. In case it comes to that point, what do you think you would do? Do you start going back, okay, the warnings are here. Fine, I love this man. I'm living for him. I want to be there for him. But which is the best way to secure myself? I don't want to bring up trust issues between me and him, But do I go back to the job that I probably promised him I won't do because I want to be his wife and the mother to his kids?
I have a lot of thoughts on that,
Do I go back? Will he feel some type of way? Do you mean nimerudi job? all of a sudden because hey, ex amesema unaweza kuwa mbaya wacha mimi nijisecure because it brings that aspect ya nataka kujisecure so uniamini. How do you handle this?
But bending over backwards in this situation I want to give her the benefit of doubt that by the time she was getting into this relationship she knows such that like you know, like if anything happens, like by the way, usiseme hukuambiwa.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of like Nicki Minaj's marriage. Her husband he's a registered sex offender. Yes. And no one seems to understand why she's bending over. Like the other day there were court documents released. She's being summoned to court for harassing one of his alleged victims. And it's like someone who is like legend status, your legacy is on the verge of like being tarnished because you chose to be with someone who has such a past, and she's bending over backwards for him. I mean, like hiring him as her manager so that he can be allowed to travel, and it's like
it's too much.
It's too much
for those kind of warnings and things you've seen. But
and when you see how she's built her career, like, are you really willing to stay in that? Because of this, like, how important is this love?
For sure. And I feel like it boils down to one of the topics that we were discussing earlier in the day. Like the main topic was, would you rather simp or stay Taliban? And I quote it because it means different things for different people. And I feel like you should just stay in the center. Because in as much as you love this person, you want to be with this person forever, you also have to be wise. You have to put yourself first. That's why I'm saying, like, put yourself first selfishly. In case things go wrong, you don't want to be the person that's sitting there crying, being like, I wish I would have listened to Lynn, I wish I would have listened to Mumbi.
Oh my goodness.
You know? It's a gamble. But at the end of the day, what I say is, you only, like, okay, as much as you said, you live severally and die once, maybe it's your last reincarnation. Do things to the
You've come back for the last
just
time.
Love fully,
you know, I love the way you're saying love, and you could love selfishly or whatever, as long as you're happy.
As long as you're happy.
And I also loved what Mumbi said about you know, you never know. This baby's bending literally backwards, karibu avunje mgongo, over this guy. Reminds me of a meme. Uko kwa kitu inaweza tuweka kwa Edgar Obare is now a question you ask.
For sure.
When you're dating somebody, have you done something that tutaend up kwa Edgar Obare? Because I'll end up looking like the wife who's clowning, and I'm not about to be Mrs. Clownette. So guys, I think the basic understanding is protect your peace.
And there's something that when you said like bending over backwards for something, it reminded me of, do not cross the ocean for someone who would not even vuka a paddle for you, a paddle of water. You know, you have to be wise in these things. Kama umse anakufanyia, and it's not even about someone doing for you something financially, emotionally, mentally. Kama this person is doing that thing for you, then you can just be like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to be there for this person regardless.
You're going to be there for this person regardless. Guys, my goodness, wherever you are tuning in from, this is #Reasonable Saturday on the Saturday Juice with Lynn Obwoge. We've had Vivian, we've had Mumbi, and the next time for sure we'll be having Dorcas Omole joining us. She did not join us today, but she's around. Next time you're going to hear her. It's amazing how you guys are thinking about it. We could keep on the conversation on Twitter, on Instagram, right here on the comment section. Up at chini ya YouTube, we've had such a lovely and amazing time since we began with the weekly roundup. We had Mumbi joining us. We've had the burning question of the day on the Saturday Juice. So guys, always keep it locked right here. The day has been absolutely amazing from me to you. This is the Saturday Juice as we bring it to an end. Au revoir. Thank you.
Yeah.